The Enchanted Forest was once a realm of chaos. Ancient rivalries between elves and druids poisoned the land, but they found common ground. The Elf-Druid Alliance was born. Their bond healed the wounded forest. A fragile peace settled over the land. Hope blossomed anew. The elves, with their grace and mastery of magic, patrolled the woods. The druids, wise and attuned to nature, nurtured the land. Their unity was a beacon of hope, but darkness always lurks nearby. Far to the east, beyond the Whispering Mountains, lay the Shadow Vale, a land consumed by darkness. It was from this abyss that a new threat emerged. Whispers of a shadowy sorcerer reached the forest. His name was Malkor, and his heart held only malice. Malkor sought to twist the forest's magic for his own evil designs. He corrupted its creatures, twisting them into monstrous beings of shadow and rage. His whispers grew louder, carried on the wind to the heart of the forest. The fragile peace was about to be tested. Deep within the Whispering Mountains lived the dwarves. Masters of the forge and renowned warriors, they were a people of strength and tradition. Led by their king, Thorgar Stonehammer, they valued their isolation. The troubles of the outside world rarely reached their mountain halls. When messengers from the Alliance arrived, seeking aid, Thorgar was hesitant. His people had known enough of war. He feared being drawn into a conflict not their own. But the dwarves were also a people of honor and courage. They would not stand idly by while darkness threatened the world. Thorgar called a council of his kin. The fate of the forest and their own hung in the balance. The debate raged within the mountain halls. Some argued for isolation, others for intervention. In the end, it was Thorgar's daughter, Anya, who swayed the council. "Will we hide behind walls of stone?" she boomed, "while darkness consumes the world beyond? Our strength lies not only in our arms, but in our courage to stand against evil." Her words ignited the dwarves' hearts. They would join the Alliance. Their forges roared to life, preparing for the coming war. Section 5. War in the Woods. The dwarves' skill in warfare was unmatched. Their forges churned out weapons of unparalleled quality, swords that could cleave through any foe, axes that could fell a forest giant. They brought with them powerful war machines, siege weapons capable of launching boulders like pebbles. Under the guidance of Thorgar and Anya, the forest was fortified. Ancient trees were transformed into impregnable fortresses. Hidden pathways were carved through the mountains. The Enchanted Forest was ready for war. The Alliance awaited Malkor's first strike. They knew it was only a matter of time. Section 6. The Shadows Advance. The first sign of Malkor's assault came with an unnatural chill. It swept through the forest, freezing the air and silencing the once lively woods. Then the corrupted creatures attacked. They poured from the Shadow Vale, a tide of darkness intent on devouring all light. Spiders the size of bears scuttled through the undergrowth, their eyes glowing with malevolent hunger. Wolves, their fur turned to shadow, stalked the night, their howls echoing through the trees. At their head rode monstrous figures wreathed in darkness. Malkor's lieutenants, their eyes burning with cold fire. The battle for the Enchanted Forest had begun. Section 7. Courage against the dark. The first clash was fierce. The corrupted creatures fought with unnatural ferocity, driven by Malkor's dark will. But the defenders of the forest stood firm. Elven archers rained down arrows with deadly precision. Druidic magic wove protective barriers and unleashed the fury of nature upon the invaders. At the heart of the conflict stood the dwarves, their faces grim, their eyes resolute. Their war machines roared, hurling boulders and bolts of iron into the enemy ranks. Anya fought with the fury of a raging storm, her axe flashing like lightning, carving a path through the enemy. Section 8. A new dawn, a looming shadow. The battle raged for hours, a brutal dance of death and desperation, but the defenders of the forest, united in their cause, fought with unwavering courage. Slowly the tide began to turn. The enemy faltered, their ranks thinning. With a final roar, the defenders pushed back the shadows, driving them back into the darkness from whence they came. As the first rays of dawn pierced the darkness, the battlefield fell silent. The defenders, weary but unbowed, had won their first victory, but they knew this was only the beginning. Malkor was not one to be easily defeated. His shadow still loomed over the forest. Section 9. The Defenders of the Light. Thorgar, his face etched with the weariness of battle, stood before the assembled defenders. "We have won this day," he boomed, his voice echoing through the forest. "But the war is far from over. Malkor will return and he will be stronger." He continued, "We have seen the darkness that lurks in the hearts of men, but we have also seen the light that shines within each of us. We are the defenders of this forest, of hope itself. We will not falter. We will not yield. We will stand together, united against the shadow until the very end." His words were met with a roar of defiance. The defenders of the light were ready for the battles to come. The fate of the Enchanted Forest, and perhaps the world, rested on their shoulders.